The content in this unit is types of the batteries, different parameters, capacity, discharge rate, state of charge, state of discharge, depth of discharge, technical characteristics, battery pack design, and other properties of batteries. How do the batteries work? So, we all know how batteries are used in almost all the appliances so we use in our daily lives and vehicles. Chemical energy is converted to electricity with the chemical energy stored in a battery, which consists of a negative electrode cell with a surplus of electrons which are negatively charged subatomic particles. When an electric cable connects to the negative electrode cell, electrons flow from negative to the positive. Since the vehicle's engine is powered by it, the two businesses have devised a way to utilize the energy created by these flowing electrons to power a motor. It must provide enough current to the motor over a period of the time. Thus, this battery have an expiration date. Unfortunately, the battery has an expiration date of a few years. The battery dies when there is no electric flow between the electrodes. When the number of electrons on the positive and negative side is the same, because there is no current flow at this time, the battery expires and must be replaced. Electric vehicles batteries are one of the most important components of the electric vehicles, and they are most expensive. By replacing internal combustion engines, they can drastically reduce pollution all over the world, as transportation currently represents 27% of the world greenhouse gas emissions. Electric vehicle batteries are composed of cells, and there are many types of cells. In this video, I will break them down in a characteristics and categories and go over the most important types. We will also discuss the possible future cell types and how they can change the automotive industry. The three cell formats used in electrical car batteries. The most common cell chemistries used in electrical vehicle cells versus power cells. What is the difference? Supercapacitors and ultracapacitors to boost power. Future electric vehicle battery cell types. There are the three basic types of the battery cells used in electric vehicles. First one, cylindrical cell. Second, prismatic cell and pouch cells. There are also coin cells which are used in research and development for testing purposes, but never actually used in electric vehicles. The number of cells in an electric vehicle varies widely based on the cell format. On average, electric vehicles with cylindrical cells have been 5,000 and 9,000 cells. This is in stark contrast with the pouch cells, which only have a few hundred cells and an even lower number of the prismatic cells. So coming to the what is the cylindrical cells? A cylindrical cells are the least expensive format to manufacture because they are already self-contained in a casing that offers a good mechanical resistance. The technology is not only the cost efficient, but it is also mature, making it to format easy to manufacture. Because of their shape, cylindrical cells have limitations in terms of power. For this reason, electric vehicles with smaller batteries such as hybrid vehicles use pouch or prismatic cells to deliver more power during accelerations. Cylindrical cells need to be manufactured in a smaller format other than other types of the cells to make sure they dissipate heat well, helping prolong the battery life. That's why Most common cylindrical cells formats are 80,650 and 21,700. Larger formats such as 4,680 are uh, available because their new internal design allows more efficient heat transfer to the thermal adhesive used in the structural batteries. Coming to the prismatic cells. The prismatic cells can be 20 to 100 times larger than cylindrical cells. They can typically deliver more power and store more energy for the same volume because less material is used for casing. The casing's shape and thickness also allow better heat management than cylindrical cells. Prismatic cells are popular among Chinese manufacturers because their preferred cells chemistry, the lithium ion phosphate battery, currently mostly exists in the prismatic format. Laterally, prismatic cells have been gaining in popularity elsewhere in the world, while cylindrical cells used to be the most popular format, and these cells might take over a larger shape of market in the upcoming years. Coming to the third type, pouch cells. The pouch cells are made to deliver more power than other cell types. They are also very efficient when it comes they are also very efficient when it comes space use. Their soft plastic casing, however, means they have the lowest mechanical resistance of all cell types. For this reason, an additional structure needs to be added during the pouch cell assembly to protect them from mechanical damage. Now, coming to the electric vehicle battery basics. Here, what we need to know about the cells that power an electric vehicle. While the motor may be source that actually peoples an electric vehicle, the battery pack is its virtual heat and soul. If you are now in the market of a new user, you will want to pay attention to the battery spaces and be aware of the other aspects that will ultimately affect its performance. Electric vehicles use a lithium ion batteries of the various design similar to those used in the cell phones and laptop computers, only on a much larger scale. Lithium ion batteries have a high energy density and are less likely than the other types of the batteries to lose their charge when not being used. An electric vehicle's battery capacity is expressed in terms of the kilowatt hours, which is abbreviated as a kilowatt hours kWh. More is better here. Choosing an electric vehicle with a higher kWh rating is like buying a car that comes with a larger gas tank, in that you will be able to drive for more miles before needing a filling up. But be aware that because the way of electrical vehicles work, we will never actually have access to the fully battery capacity. That's why, because the car management system prevents the battery from either becoming 100% fully charged or 100% discharged to preserve its efficiency and extend its usable life. Battery capacities of the current electric vehicles range from a mere 117.6 kWh in the smart EQ for two range of the just 58 miles up to 100 kWh in the Tesla Model S and Model X that can run over for a period of miles of 300 miles before needing a charge. Battery capacities and other aspects of the current all currents of electrical vehicles can be found on our uh, videos here. Coming to the battery capacity, perhaps the most critical factor to consider when shopping for an electric vehicle is the battery estimated range on a fully charged.